All right, welcome everyone to our fourth webinar in our Biohacker series, where we're interviewing doctors, athletes, and business entrepreneurs about biohacking the body using activation, Nerve2 and Nerve1 activation specifically. So today, I have the absolute honor and privilege to interview an incredible, driven woman, Jessica Crate. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her because her bio is incredible. So she is a former Olympic level elite marathon runner and triathlete who qualified to compete for Team USA at 5 consecutive World Triathlon Championships in both ITU and the Ironman 70.3 circuits. She is now the CEO of Crate Consulting LLC and full-time lifestyle entrepreneur with LifeVantage. Along with being a USATF running coach, yoga sports performance teacher, and Yoga Alliance instructor. I love it. Her mission is to inspire others to cultivate a champion mindset and live a life that demands an explanation. It's just so beautiful. That speaks right to me. So Formulate, a medical device and pharmaceutical sales representative, Jessica found her niche in the biohacking realm and is passionate about teaching others how to optimize their bodies from the inside out, which is why we have you on here today. So, wow. Huge welcome, Jessica. Thank you so much for giving us the time. We're so excited to have you here.
And thank you. It is such an honor to work with you across the globe and around the world. So thanks again for taking the time and reaching out.
Thank you. All right, so we're just going to get right into it. So can you just briefly share your story about how you learned about biohacking the body?
Yeah, so it's a fun story. I was in the pharmaceutical world, as you mentioned, and I was training for the Olympics and marathon and running the Boston Marathon in 2011. My goal was to go to the Olympic trials in London and proceed from there. And unfortunately, I fractured my foot at mile 14 in the Boston Marathon. I just snapped my foot and finished the marathon on a broken foot. And it was then that I realized that, oh my goodness, if I don't figure out a way to prevent what's going on in my body, if my body and my career are relying on my performance and my body keeps shutting down, I've got to figure out a way to biohack this. So I remember crossing the finish line, being rushed to the medical tent, and laying in the medical tent realizing that, oh my goodness, there has to be a change. If you're an athlete out there, you've probably gone through the rat race. You compete, you race, you get injured. Then you recover, you do all your PT, and then you get out there, you compete, you get back in the game, and then you get injured again. And for me, it was a vicious cycle. One injury after another, it was just a cascade. So for me, a friend of mine who had dealt with some injuries, he had come across biohacking and he said, Jess, you have to hear about this. So he introduced it to me back in 2011 and it has changed my life. It's changed the way I think about health. It's changed the way I treat my body. It's changed the way I do life. And it's helped me to really have more of a holistic approach, body, mind, soul, but more importantly, to reduce inflammation and to learn how to get your body back into a stable place. And from there, it's limitless what you can do to biohack yourself for performance.
Right. Amazing. I can relate to that cycle that you spoke about. I was a dancer and it was the same thing. Right. You perform through those injuries and it's just that cycle. So now I just love it, like being proactive. So you mentioned being able to lower inflammation in the body, which I know there's a term called oxidative stress that we often hear when we're talking about biohacking the body. Can you share what oxidative stress is and why we might want to lower it in our body? Oh, you're just muted. Can't hear you.
Oh, oxidative, great question. Yeah. Oxidative stress is basically the rusting of a nail. It's rusting from the inside out. So every time we breathe oxygen, we age. And oxidative stress, the root cause of any disease, illness, is inflammation, and which is oxidative stress. You think about, you leave a steel chair outside all year round and the wind and the rain and everything gets to it, rust. Same thing with our bodies. Every time we breathe in oxygen, the thing that keeps us alive is also the thing that is causing the aging process. So oxidative stress is prevalent And it comes in, I like to separate it into two buckets. Since we're talking about athletes, and since I come from the pharmaceutical world, two examples are, you have your super healthy individuals, the ones like, that I was training and competing with for the marathon. We are running, we are racing, our bodies are in peak shape, but we're performing at a super high level. We're pumping more oxygen through our bodies than the average person. Wrestlers, dancers, cheerleaders, soccer players, football players, you name it. Those individuals have high oxidative stress levels. On the flip side, people with chronic diseases, illnesses, are dealing with high levels of oxidative stress because their bodies are trying to combat the negative effects that are going on internally. So here you have it, two different spectrums. And, some people may not notice the aging process because they're fairly healthy. They're not performing at a high level. They don't have any diseases or chronic illnesses. So oxidative stress is linked to everything that disrupts the stability in our bodies. So we call that homeostasis, which is balance. We want to keep our bodies in balance. Whenever you get sick, something's out of whack. So when you get your body back into balance, that's where biohacking comes in. So oxidative stress, good and bad. Oxygen keeps you alive, but the stress from oxygen is what causes that aging process, which everybody wants to slow down. Nobody wants to speed up aging.
Right. Amazing explanation. Oh my goodness. I love that. Okay. So athletes, talking about athletes specifically, so they're working harder, you mentioned that they're breathing in more oxygen. I would imagine they're possibly eating more if they're training harder and their bodies need more food. So do they have an increase in oxidative stress in their bodies than that, say, the average person? And if so, what can the effects of that be in the long term, like initially and also in the long term perspective?
That's because I'm not a physician, I can't say we cure, prevent, or treat anything. We also can't give diagnoses or talk about clinical data unless it's proven. But if you look at the research and based on what we found in terms of, what oxidative stress does, time pretty much around the age of 18 to 20 is when you start to quote unquote age, is when your oxidative stress levels start to increase. And that's why we don't look like we do when we're 20, although you're doing a pretty good job of it, my dear. So we want to slow that process down. Now, when you're an athlete, you're putting more stress on your body. You're pounding the pavement like marathon runners. You're getting hit in football, whatever sport or athletic endeavor you're into, you're putting excess stress on your body that wouldn't incur if you were just, the average exercise weekend warrior type of individual. Now, on the flip side, people that have chronic diseases and illnesses, they're also incurring that oxidative stress. But for athletes specifically, we want to slow it down because if you're at this level, you're exercising, you're performing, you're competing, that level is going to keep going up. Now, if we had something to keep it right here, no matter how much we compete and perform, we're keeping it right in the balanced realm. You're going to recover faster. You're going to perform better. You're going to sleep deeper. You're going to wake up feeling more refreshed. You're going to have more natural energy and you're going to be more clear and focused. Now, as an athlete, I know I wanted that. So if you think about it, if you can reduce your inflammation, your oxidative stress, think of the positive benefits that your sport or you as an athlete could have.
Right. Amazing. Okay. So we've got to find out how we can reduce this oxidative stress. So we spoke about, like our webinar series is about activation. There's something called nerve activation. So how can we protect our bodies from this oxidative stress through NRF2 activation?
So NRF2 activation, we all have this protein in our bodies. And up until a few decades ago, we are kind of used to the old adage, you supplement your body, you get your vitamins A through K, all the way to Z, and you're just supplementing what you think you're not getting in your regular diet. If you lack sunshine, take some more vitamin D. So what we've come to find out based on research is that every single living, breathing mammal, yes, your dogs, cats, llamas, horses, think about anything that breathes oxygen, any mammal has oxidative stress, but we all have this protein in our bodies that, imagine instead of just supplementing your body, like taking a supplement and goes in and out of your system, imagine instead of just doing that you could flip on a switch in your body so that you're producing what you need, because you and I are different. We need different things in our bodies. Those of you listening here on the webinar, you're different than the person sitting next to you or across the street or around the corner. You know, everybody's body is different. There's no one size fits all. Would you agree?
Yes.
So now that we know that, imagine if you could flip on a switch that you had that would bring up the good levels in your body, bring down the bad levels, and help you achieve balance in your own body naturally. So I liken it to the effect of, what is NRF2 activation? It sounds like Nerf. This sounds like football. That's what I thought when I heard about it. But it's a long word. I won't get into the science of it. But basically, simplicity is key. Think about, you know, turning on the light switch in your house. If you had to light 100 candles to light up your house, I mean, that's going to take a long time. You're burning wax, and it's cumbersome. Now, you walk into your house, you flip on a switch. How much more effective is that in lighting up the room? So that's exactly what NRF2 is doing in your body. Rather than ingesting all of this stuff, we still need to eat healthy. We still need to exercise. You still need to sleep and have a good body, mind, soul regimen. But with NRF2 activation, you're now flipping on a switch that you have lying dormant in your body right now. And as soon as it's flipped on, now you're producing what your body needs, and you're bringing down the bad levels, and you're helping your body get back into balance.
Right. Amazing. It's the way our bodies were built, and activating.
Right.
It's just a powerful tool, you know, a piece of the puzzle of that mind, body, spirit, you know, that you spoke about. Amazing. Thank you. Okay. So glutathione is something some people may have heard about, some people may not have heard about. Can you explain where glutathione fits into all of this, maybe what it is, and why it's important to have increased levels of this master antioxidant in our body?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head. The master antioxidant, you know, what it does is it gets rid of waste, and it helps to upregulate the good things in your body. So when you're NRF2 activating, when you're activating your body, which is called biohacking, when you start doing that, you're going to upregulate your glutathione levels by 300%. Now, athletes listening in, 300% better function in your entire body and your joints and your organs and everything that makes you come alive and perform the way you need to when you're playing your sport. Glutathione is a key regulator in this whole game. So the master antioxidant, which helps get rid of waste, helps upregulate the good things. As an athlete, I know that, you know, I just wanted to recover a little bit faster. I know that after a marathon, I am putting my feet up, I'm in ice, I'm laying up, chugging chocolate milk. I mean, instead of doing all that stuff and waiting a week until I could run again, I'm back the next day running and feeling good. You know, having more quality sleep because my body is able to function optimally, because all of the systems that keep it running are functioning more effectively. So glutathione plays a key factor in that, because it is the master antioxidant in your body. And when you start NRF2 activating, you're going to upregulate that by 300%, which is just like, it's like making your body come alive. It's like, it's the secret sauce. I'm telling you. I don't know why we're giving this secret out, but if you're not doing it, you better get on it.
Yeah. And it does take about 4 months for this full increase to happen, right? So if people are starting the product, like, know to hang out, because there can be changes later on. Hey,
you know, that's a really good point. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because a lot of people want that quick fix, right? I want to feel it right away. Why am I not like LeBron James yesterday or Michael Jordan, right? It takes time, and really it's a lifestyle. We don't want just a quick fix that fizzles out. We want to create lasting change and impact in your body. So you have to think about all of the impact and damage you've done to your body the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, no matter how old you are listening to this webinar. It's going to take time to turn back the hands in your body, to turn back time and to downregulate all the inflammation that you've incurred, whether it's via food or working out or just, you know, environmental stressors. It's going to take some time to get your body back into homeostasis balance. So we say 2 weeks to 4 months. Some people notice in a day, some people notice in a year. So everybody's body is different, but you never want to stop taking it, because every day your body resets itself. So it's so important to continue to do the daily things that keep your body alive.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for that. Okay, so what about the person who is a really, you know, healthy eater, organic food, you know, whole foods, very aware of what they're putting into their body, very aware of what they're putting on their body, trying to lower the toxins and the chemicals there and what's around them in their home environment. What about them? Why is nerve 2 activation still important for their body too?
Well, I was one of those people and I thought I had it all together. I was eating healthy, I was working out, and then I know people that are like even way beyond my level of comprehension and just how good they are with no pollutants, no parabens, gluten-free. I mean, they're vegan, they're holistic. I mean, their house is like insulated. It's, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to age. So disclaimer, hello, we're all going to age. And it doesn't matter how good you are, how clean you eat, how clean you drink, your body is literally incurring oxidative stress every single day. So, I get a lot of people that go, Jess, I'm super healthy. I feel good. I don't take any supplements. I don't really need anything. Why would I need to start this? And, you think about over time, if you could slow aging just a little bit and extend your life just a little bit and have just a little bit more energy every day, have a little bit more focus, sleep a little bit better, wake up feeling a little bit more refreshed, have just a little bit more edge on what you're doing in life. I mean, everybody wants that. At least most of the population. Can't fix everyone. But, for the people that are just like, I feel good, you want to keep feeling good. And that's where it comes back to prevention and fix the roof while the sun's still shining. Don't wait until something tragic happens like I did before you need to make a change. So that's why I'm so passionate about this. It took me breaking my foot, fracturing my foot, and shattering my dreams of going to the Olympics to really wake me up into what prevention really means rather than just treatment. So, flipping the drug industry on its head and saying, hey, let's help people create lasting change in their bodies so they don't have to wait until something bad happens. They can start preventing it today.
Right. Oh my goodness. Wonderful, wonderful. Love all of that. So we have multiple pathways in our body. We've been talking about nerve 2 pathway, and we also have a nerve 1 pathway alongside others. So you were taking a nerve 2 activator for years, I would imagine, before you added in a nerve 1 activator. Can you tell us what nerve 1 is and the difference that you might have felt when you started to add that into your daily regimen?
Man, I wish I had this back when I was training for the marathon. But so we have NRF2, which decreases oxidative stress and extends life. And based on research, NRF1 came out, which focuses on the mitochondria. And so really it stems back in the 1920s. Researchers found that the root cause, catch this, the root cause of cancer is caused by lack of energy in your cells. Lack of ATP production in your mitochondria can lead to cancer. What'd they do? Instead of coming out with a natural approach, now we have a bunch of drugs. So decades later, now people are starting to realize the holistic approach is so much better. So, biohacking has looked at, okay, let's reduce inflammation. Well, in order for our cells to produce optimally, we need more energy in them. So NRF1 targets the mitochondria and turns on the ATP production so that you're producing more energy in your cells. So why I love both of these products, it's really the 1-2 punch. You want to take them both because as you're reducing inflammation, you rev up your energy and you are just functioning like this well-oiled machine. So for me, I take NRF1 in the morning. All day you're affected by free radical damage, pollutants, the environmental stressors that we really can't avoid most of the time. So take NRF1 in the morning. You can take them whenever you want. For me, this is just what I do. NRF1, I take at night because your body resets itself while you're sleeping. So I take it at night with dinner or after dinner, go to sleep. And then when you wake up, you feel so much more refreshed. I bounce out of bed before my alarm clock, and then I have more energy throughout the day. So the one.
Oops, you're muted again. There you go.
So the 1-2 punch. Yep. How they work together. So key.
Awesome. I do the same. I take nerve 2 in the morning and then nerve 2. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So I feel like you pretty much, my next question for you, the last question, I feel like you pretty much answered it and said so many incredible things already. But if there's any last thing that you could say to any of the athletes that are going to be listening to this, and the smaller athlete, I don't want to say the non-athlete, but somebody that's maybe not as active with their body, why they should be activated, Nerf 1 and Nerf 2 activated. If you could just sum it up in a few sentences and share that with us, I'd be grateful.
Well, let me just start with, what Nike, Bill Bowerman is the founder of Nike. He says that if you have a body, you're an athlete. So no matter if you're the beginner or the elite professional, you're an athlete. Treat your body as you should. So get biohacking, start reducing that inflammation today. And then from there, you're going to find how good your body's designed to feel. I think too often we get complacent that, we just have to settle for where we're at or what we're dealing with, rather than going, wow, once you start biohacking, your body's functioning optimally. It's incredible how good you can perform, how good you can feel, not only in your body, but in your mind and in your soul, and just how clear, confident, and focused you're going to be, not only as an athlete, but just as a human. So biohacking is incredible. It's really the comprehensive approach. It's not the miracle thing. You still need to live a healthy lifestyle, but this is definitely the basis for all biohacking and for really achieving your optimal human potential. So I'm excited for you guys to get started. Thanks so much for having me on. It's always an honor to chat with my Aussie friends, and I can't wait to see you guys soon.
Thank you so much. That was just incredible information that you gave us, so much value. We so appreciate your time to be here with us and all the knowledge that you shared with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, we got to get you across to Australia.
Absolutely.
Sweet. All right. Well, I'm going to finish off the recording now. So thank you, Jessica.